What's up, Internet? This is Rambling Josh, and you're watching another episode of Let's Play Ogre Battle 64. Today we are not, in fact, still on their plateau, but there's a couple things here to do that, well, for one, I could have done this last time around, but I just didn't because I was focused on other things. Around here somewhere. Where is it? Over here? There it is. We have the Cyanic Claw, which is finally a new claw weapon for Ved, or a ninja master, or whatever, but it's a new claw weapon, whatever the case may be. And also, if you come back here to Fort Hilverich with Europia, we get her special item thing, the Starry Sky. And so with that done, let us return to the world map. I've also, of course, progressed another 3 years here on the world map. Magnus is 85. At this point, I think for the 81 to 89 age range, you get Quit Gates, Revive Stones, and Altars of Resurrection. So it's not necessarily important that you continue to do stuff to attend those birthdays, but you can if you want. Now, before I really talk about my setup at all here, I want to point out that since last time, I actually redid the battle at Bear Plateau. For a couple of reasons. For one, I was just really not happy with how it turned out. But more importantly, last time around, I forgot to revive my one Deanna here. I had to be that sitting at the stronghold, Salisk or whatever, in the northwest there, which is where the witch's den is, but I forgot to use it, and she turned into a zombie. And I didn't really have a whole lot that I was confident with replacing her with, so I just redid the whole battle. And I mean, it wasn't that big a deal. I didn't end up losing as many people that time around, and probably the biggest thing is that another one of my dead archers turned into an angel knight, so I'm getting ever closer to being able to actually use this unit. So yeah, I don't know, I mean, it feels kind of bad to just redo an entire unit, or a mission rather, but I'm much more happy with how it turned out, so who cares? Anyways, well, first off, let's give the Starry Sky to, or well, let's take a look at what it actually does first, because I can't actually remember. Probably the biggest difference between the two things is that I didn't get a flame shield this time around. Instead, I got another, where is it? Another Frasveld, which doesn't really help me at all. But anyways, it gives a whole lot of resistance to dark and decent resistance to strike. So let's just give it to Europia, just because. Now, the biggest thing that I've done with this mission is, you may have noticed that I haven't actually equipped any of my new swords or anything. Not that I've actually had a chance to, like, show you that. Oh wow, that's actually worse than the Twelman? Well, that's unfortunate. But basically, oh yeah, I gave Asnabel the Fire Crest, just in case you were wondering. So anyways, I've given all my paladins back their blessed swords. I gave all my Deannas back their Yativals. I gave Mylene the Needle of Light. Basically, I'm just trying to give as many people as I can Virtue Elemental weapons. And I also took off all of my Books of Bane. So anything that is Virtue Elemental is basically good here. Also, I should probably mention what I actually did with my units. So, Europia, of course, comes with her own unit. I disbanded that unit, and I stuck Europia in this unit here with Leia and Troy. She's just the leader just because, for the time being. She's not going to be the leader long term, but for a while anyways. Just because. So I stuck Europia in there. You may notice that she's in here with another group of a few other characters who are kind of a little bit lackluster. But that's a theme for this unit. I'm sure I probably mentioned that before in the past, but anyways. So what I did then is the one paladin that was in this unit before, and the two paladins that came with the Europia, I stuck them up here in Saradin's unit to try and hopefully make him a little bit less pathetic in the interim before I actually get better people for this unit. So that is what I have done. Pretty sure that's it. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. So anyways, let's head over to Capitrum, the land of Advent. What rebel would that be? I guess we'll find out soon. Now this is an extremely unique and... well, let's just leave it at that. An extremely unique mission. Rosushi! That's kind of strange because the enemy headquarters is actually very close to where you start, but there's all this other area that's like just kind of out there. It's actually kind of similar to Wentness. Was it Wentness? So yeah, as you may have seen Hugo say there, lots of undead here, and that's the reason for all of the virtue equipment. Because we fight lots of undead here, and undead are pretty annoying in that if you don't beat their unit outright, then they just come back at the end of the battle. Like the undead come back, not the entire unit. But so if you kill an undead, if the last hit is inflicted with a virtue elemental attack, then the undead is banished and they die outright. So that's the reason for all of this holy elemental stuff. So the stars of this battle are probably going to be Fidach and Mylene. And all my other units with like paladins and stuff, they're probably going to be pretty good too. Magnus will be able to do just fine. Everyone else is probably going to struggle just a little bit. Also, I'm pretty sure Hugo mentioned that there are lots of like ambushes and stuff in this mission, and that is definitely the case. We start on the town again, or the shop. I always like it when that happens. Ooh, Whip of Exorcism. It's a Whip of Exorcism, but it's not Virtue Elemental. That's kind of strange. It's better than the Rupture Rose, and I might as well buy Blade Champion. And other than that, we're good to go. So I guess what I will do real quick is retreat Tyler and retreat. Nope, what are you doing? Back. Just equip those things real quick. It's very strange that it would be called the Whip of Exorcism, and yet it's not a weapon that can banish undead. I mean, unless it is, then it's just like some strange exception to the rule. So, this place over here is sort of chaotic. This place is chaotic. This place is lawful. So I guess let's start off by sending Magnus over here. And let's send... Let's take a look at where all the other places are. Lawful. Chaotic. Neutral. Okay. So let's send with him. Not send Margaret. Let's send Rupia. And one more. Send Tyler. And in the meantime, let's send up here Eileen. I don't want to go spread myself out too thin because, like, as I mentioned, there are all those ambushes. So I want to kind of, for the most part, try and take care of one area at a time. Dragon Shield. I don't think there's any particular items that I really care about finding on this map. I mean, there's some stuff that you might be interested in, but most of it's just kind of meh. Oh, there's no undead in this unit. Oh. I turned the battle animations off for my repeat of the Vare Plateau. That was kind of pathetic. Sacred Breath is pretty powerful. And not quite enough time to use a Pedro. Oh well. Okay, let's go after this guy now. Preparing for combat. Lots of undead. Now this is what I'm talking about. Myleen's gonna rip this place apart. Partly because undead units are kind of bad. Oh yeah, look at that damage. Kill off the leader with that Sacred Breath. Bam! I'm not sure why it says lost. I guess they only have so much room for text above the unit's heads. Well, no, I mean alignment, that's a lot of letters. I'm sure you could fit if you can fit alignment above their head, I'm sure you could fit a word like banished or something like that. So I don't know, maybe they made a conscious choice to make that decision. I was just checking where the witch's den is because I feel like that's something that I'm end up using a lot in this mission in previous playthroughs. I feel like there should be guys coming for me, but there isn't. I think, if I'm correct, that this map actually gets harder at nighttime, like the enemies are more active or something. I know there's one definitive difference during the night, but that's not something we're going to see for a little while yet. Okay, you can attack now. There you go. Oh yeah. Love that Sacred Breath. Although Divine Ray against... See, that's the thing about Divine Ray, is it's just not so good against enemies in the corners. Which is why I don't just use both of them in the back row. But in situations like this, I kind of feel like I should like switch my guys around so there's both of them are using the Sacred Breath. Now, I'm gonna push up that way, but I do want to be really careful. I feel like at some points here, things are just gonna get really hectic, but I can't quite recall exactly where that is. So yeah. Okay. Let's finish this guy off. This is chaotic over here, right? Okay, so I'm gonna do send Tyler back over here. Send. Well, no, Magnus is fine up there. Let's send Katrina up here with those guys, because I feel like around here is where most of the battles are gonna be, if memory serves. It could very well not be the case at all. Finish you off. You can just imagine how annoying it might be to kill these guys if you didn't have the Virtue Elemental attacks and they just revived at the end of every battle. I mean, they're not very good, but they're definitely very resilient in that they don't die. Okay. Get her back to town, get her somewhere safe to rest up. Now where is this guy going? Is he going after Tyler? Not anymore, he isn't. I don't think so, anyways. Well, let's have Feed Ash go after this guy. Somehow he ended up in front of Orwell anyways, and Orwell has to be the one to take that stronghold because it is chaotic. Really? You're gonna do this? You're just gonna block all my attacks? Well, maybe not all of them, but so far it's what, half of them? I guess he dies all the same. Yay, heal pack. Okay, get you back on track to head over here. And with that, I think I'm gonna leave it here for today on Let's Play Ogre Battle 64. Catch you later!